Шановні пані панове, дорогі друзі, dear friends, 27th of January 2022, Commissioner Varela was on a visit to Ukraine and met there with the Federation of Jewish Communities of Ukraine, and we went later to Babin Yar, a raven where 33,771 Jews were killed, men, women, and children, alive, assassinated, murdered on the 22nd and 23rd of September 1943. There, in his speech at the international commemoration, the commissioner committed to foster and protect Jewish life and tradition. 3 weeks later, on the 24th of February 2022, the Russian invasion, the war in Ukraine was started. The plans changed. It was not anymore to protect and foster Jewish life, but it was all about saving Ukrainians. And there, the European Commission, under the lead of Commissioner Varela, decided to support the endeavors and the activities of the Federation of Jewish Communities to evacuate and save lives as much as we can. The largest Jewish community center in Europe, based in Dnipro, 35,000 square meters, turned into a headquarters of phone calls, phone services, as well as a warehouse where to provide food and a shelter for the elderly of the city. Without further ado, I am humbled to invite in his home Commissioner Varela, our host, European Commissioner for Neighboring Enlargement. You have the floor.
It is a great honor for me to open our exhibition with the Federation of Jewish Communities of Ukraine. This exhibition gives us here in Brussels a very small glimpse of the enormous work of our partner organizations like the Federation in Ukraine. I want to start by expressing my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to the dedication and leadership of the Federation. In particular, Raphael Rutman, the rabbi who is pulling the strings and making this happen. And also for the colleagues and the volunteers across the 180 Jewish communities across Ukraine. Your work has been exemplary in protecting and supporting the people on the ground in Ukraine, Jews and Ukrainians alike. During my visit to Ukraine, I could see it for myself that you have made a real difference. You have stayed in the country, even when millions had to flee. You have helped to protect, evacuate people, despite your physical safety being at risk. You have delivered life-saving assistance, such as food, shelter, hygiene, medicines, and I could go on. We need to work together with Ukraine and other international partners to rebuild the country. In this regard, I'm confident that trusted and reliable partners like the Federation will continue to play an important role together with us.
These photos around us capture the cruel and harsh reality that Russia's invasion has brought upon innocent children, women, and men. A war that is unjustified, a war that needs to stop, a moment that we did not seek, but one that we must meet. The European Union will always stand for peace, a peace with human dignity, with freedom, and with justice. And that is why, until that day comes, until Ukrainian territorial integrity is respected, we must continue to stand united with Ukraine, and we must keep up our support to Ukrainians who need us and who are fighting for the values that we share. The Federation of Jewish Communities of Ukraine has been at the forefront of this support, and I also share experiences of of phone calls, messages from the very beginning of the invasion of what can be done on the ground, what can we do more from a logistical, practical perspective, but also from what we can say in order to set the right tone for the help that we can give even further than we have already. So on behalf of the European Parliament, I once again appeal to you to continue to help, because ultimately this is the only way that this war can be won. Thank you.
What you see at the exhibition, it's only a tiny part of what the Federation already achieved in Ukraine, and war continues. The Federation helped Jews and not Jews to survive most terrible days of the Russian invasion against Ukraine. And you can see those emotional moments and probably live through those moments together with the people. And what is striking, that you see also elderly people which survived Holocaust in Kiev as kids. And I remember in March those testimonies, and the people say it was exactly the same in the 40s. The Nazis bombed the Kiev. They were hiding in the shelters in Kiev metro, spending days and weeks in the shelters. And because of this friendly hand of the Federation of Jewish Communities, those people survive. They were able to leave the capital to the safe places, and some of them return back to Ukraine to fight together on the front line, to help the soldiers as medical doctors, as volunteers, which is really inspiring, and it shows that it's not about nationalities, it's not about the blood, it's about fighting together, it's about being a part of Ukrainian nation. I'm sure that hand in hand we will prevail, because we made a right choice, we are on the right side of history, and we are going to win this war. Thank you very much. Slava Ukraini.
The title or slogan of this exhibition, "Whoever saves one person is considered as if he saved the entire world." This is not just a fancy expression or a nice saying. The Talmud is stating a fact. Just over 3 years ago, a Holocaust survivor marked her 104th birthday at the Western Wall with over 400 descendants. Not all of them could make it. This is just one example of how one person saved from the clutches of death 80-something years ago in the Holocaust was able to start a new life and a world of descendants that continue to grow daily. It is fair to say that the emergency humanitarian support of food packages, hygiene products, medication, evacuations that was provided by the European Commission, spearheaded by the Commissioner, was pivotal in saving tens of thousands of lives. And in many cases, it was the difference between life and death. But thanks to the Commissioner, we were the first to deliver emergency aid to Bucha, Irpin, Gostomo, Berdyanka. I won't describe to you the scenes of what was on the streets at the time and how we were calling people out of basements to come and receive aid. The first truck of emergency aid into liberated Kherson in November was courtesy of the Federation, with food packages. Madam President's timely action and campaign with generators for Ukraine from 200 cities across Europe saved tens of thousands of lives and enabled people, more importantly, in Ukraine to survive the harsh winter. I was there, living through all these horrific attacks. I can attest to the fact that the people of Ukraine were only able to withstand these harsh and at times unbearable conditions only thanks to the real, tangible support for the general population thanks to those generators. And this support, thank God, continues from the European Union and the European Commission. Every visit by every foreign dignitary, don't underestimate it. Every simple person in the country talks about it. This person came today. That person came today. They care about us. They know about us. You are helping the simple people that are living through indescribable conditions. You are giving them hope with your support, with your visits, with everything that you do to support the country and the people.
We thank you for joining us and invite you to visit the exhibition and continue to promote Ukraine. Thank you very much. Slava Ukraini!